Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is Tuesday, October 31st, 2023. Yeah, man, it's Halloween night. So guess what? I'm going to ask y'all, I'm going to beg of you, my people, to help keep the streets safe tonight for the kids, man, because it's going to be a lot of kids walking up and down the streets, trick-or-treating, trying to enjoy the little lives that they have, man. Nobody needs to be taken off of this earth tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, so I came to y'all with this live video right now. It's a couple of things that I really want to talk about that's been going on in the Chicagoland area and all across America. So we're going to get right into the topics today, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so we all know about the mass shooting that occurred the other night with the homeboy Skin Bone, Uncle Hank, and Big Lowdown. We all know about what happened the other night. So a man was charged in that mass shooting, ladies and gentlemen. And just like Skin Bone said in the earlier video, which I featured on the channel, this guy is older than me, man. This guy got fucking gray hair everywhere. Ain't no reason in hell why this guy should have been out there shooting at people at a goddamn Halloween party. So let me pull a video up real quick and let's out this motherfucker right here, man. We're going to go ahead and out this guy. Go ahead, pull this video up for y'all. Let's get into it.
Today, we are learning new details about a six-time convicted felon, now behind bars, charged with the mass shooting at a North Lawndale Halloween party.
48-year-old William Groves was arrested minutes after the shooting that injured 15 people. The victims range from 26 to 53 years old.
48 years old, man, a grown-ass fucking man at a Halloween party. 48-year-old man at a Halloween party, can't control his liquor, got choked up by security, ran out to his car, came back in and started shooting people. This makes no sense, ladies and gentlemen. This guy is much older than me by a few years, and I can't picture myself doing what he did, even though I can, but I would have to have sufficient reasoning for me to go about doing something at a Halloween party or even being at a Halloween party where I know that most of the people that are going to be there will be young adults and even some teenagers, man. We got some 18, 19-year-olds that were probably in the building that night. And this man is 48 years old, a grandfather. I can imagine that he really is indeed a grandfather, man. So let's continue with the story.
CBS 2's Marissa Perlman has more now on how investigators say community tips led to his arrest.
Where this mass shooting is a trauma, but we have a victory because we have a person in custody.
Alderwoman Monique Scott calling the arrest of 48-year-old William Groves a victory. He's the man who police say is behind a mass shooting at a warehouse Halloween party in her ward that left 15 people hurt. He's now charged with 15 counts of attempted murder. State's Attorney Kim Foxx saying it was community tips and surveillance video that led to those charges.
In the immediate aftermath of this, the residents of Lawndale, the people who were at that party, spoke. They sat down with our law enforcement partners. They came in and spoke to the state's attorney's office expeditiously. Every piece of evidence that could be gathered from them, for those who were on site, they were willing to share.
The state's
All right, so y'all hear that they said that community tips led to the arrest of this man, right? And somebody just asked me yesterday, did I agree with Trench's news snitching, man? So let me get this straight. It's okay to snitch in one scenario, but it's not okay to snitch in another scenario. All right, how does that work, ladies and gentlemen? Snitching is snitching, right? No, man, see, that's one thing that's hurting our community. That's one thing that's hurting in our community. To stick to the G code, it takes a toll on us as a people. It holds us back, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, all right, so y'all can get on my case and ask me dumbass questions. Do I agree with Trench's news snitching? I'm not a part of that situation, so how could I agree with him snitching or not agree with him snitching? But let the news tell it. Community tips led to the arrest of this older gentleman right here for shooting up 15 innocent people. The thing that I'm surprised of, I'm surprised that it wasn't more gunshots and nobody shot back at this person. I'm not sure if nobody did or did not shoot back at this person, but that's not what they're reporting on. They're reporting on one particular individual who happens to be 48 years old, a 48-year-old man that's out here running the streets rampant, a grandfather, a father, and now he's going to be another convicted felon. What, 6 times? Now he's going to be 7 times convicted, more than likely, because a lot of people are going to step up to the plate and they're going to testify. So why wouldn't they be considered snitches, man? According to the logic of the streets. Would Skinbone be considered a snitch? Because he got on the internet and he described the man and he was telling us the details. So that's snitching, right? Uncle Hank, he was on the news saying how he got shot by this guy. I'm pretty sure that they're going to go down there and point the finger at this guy, and they're not going to be considered snitches like Trench's News was considered a snitch, man. And I don't think nothing's wrong with it, because we have to elevate as a people. And if the snitching G code is holding us back in our society and our community, we need to stop it, man. We need to stop everything that's holding back the Black community, man. The Black community will no longer be held back. We got to move forward. We got to be forward thinking. We got to evolve in our thought process. We can't live the same way we used to live back in the 90s, man. We got to live a new way, man. Most of us have grew up and we understand that violent crime happens in our community unnecessarily, right? So somebody got to do something about it. That's why I do, even though I don't agree with Trench's News getting on the stand and all that stuff, but somebody got to step up. He's been saying that he's a civilian. So I can guarantee you that Skinbone will be at this trial. Uncle Hank will be at this trial. Big Lowdown will be at this trial. And will they be considered snitches because they did the right thing and stood up for the community?
The attorney's office says Groves was drunk when he was kicked out of the party. He got into a fight before getting a gun and walking back into the venue and opening fire.
This should be shocking to our systems. This should shake us to our core.
Groves will now stay behind bars, a judge says, in part because of his criminal history dating back 30 years, his first arrest at just 19 years old. Since then, his rap sheet has grown to 12 pages long and includes battery with a gun in 2001 and 2006, an armed carjacking in 2004, and an armed robbery and kidnapping in 2006. Investigators say,
man, y'all, this guy right here, he really is a career criminal, man. Look at this criminal history. Back in 1998, I believe that, back in 1998, I had a charge. I had my child in 97. Man, I had multiple charges by 98. So this guy, this guy's a good guy compared to my criminal history. My criminal history came in when I was a young teenager. I got caught with dope at least 3 times when I was under the age of 16, man. When I was, like 14, I started selling drugs, 15, shit like that. So I can relate to this man as an older man in the community. But what I can't relate to is this guy being an older man shooting 15 people for no apparent reason because he got his ass whipped. Look at that mark on his face, y'all. This is the mug shot that came out. I believe he got caught that night. But just look at that mark on his face. So that scratch right there caused this guy to go in there with a gun and shoot 15 people at the age of 48, at the tender age of 48 years old. Ladies and gentlemen, we got to wake up in our community. Our society deserves better, man. Black society deserves better. Man, this guy got caught in 2001 and in 2006. I see 2001 through. All right, battery with a gun. So he was beating on motherfuckers with his gun. 2004, he got an armed carjacking. So this guy is known for having guns, 48 years old. And then 2006, armed robbery and kidnapping. 2006, man. Why was this guy on the street unsupervised? Do you want to ask yourself that question? Why was a guy like this on the streets unsupervised? This guy right here, man, criminal history goes back 20 years, 30 years, rather, ladies and gentlemen, tender age of 48 years old. So if this guy gets 20 years, what are he going to be? He's going to be 68 years old when he get out of prison for this particular shoot. Maybe he should get 25, add the extra 5 on the shit. That's one thing about Chicago, man, and the state of Illinois being a Democratic state, man, they not tough on crimes. You know, like I said, where I'm at right now, if you get caught with an unlicensed gun, you can get up to 8 years, man. You will be doing more than 5 years. Chicago, niggas get probably 3 years, man, back to the streets to continue to commit violent crimes just like this guy right here, man. He's back on the streets. He's committing violent crimes at the age of 48 years old. I'm not saying that this can't happen to anybody. This can happen to anybody. But what I'm saying is this guy's too old and his criminal history is so fucking dangerous. Why was he out unsupervised? I do believe in second chances as well. Like, you can't blame somebody for some stuff that they did 30 years ago. But when you look at this, the last thing yeah, man, he ain't been in no trouble since 2006. He appeared to change his life. He appeared to turn a new leaf. But no, man, I don't know, man. He waits, what, 2006 to 2023? He waits to do another heinous crime, another heinous act. Let's continue with the story.
2006. Investigators say it's not clear how the suspect got the gun used in this mass shooting.
We may never understand what leads anybody to shoot into a crowd and harm fellow human beings.
CBS 2 has also confirmed Groves was employed as a CTA bus service apprentice working in a garage to clean vehicles. He's since been removed from active service. Mayor Brandon Johnson now offering support to the 100-plus survivors of this shooting.
Those in my community and those who are in my faith community have been impacted for a very long time by the recklessness.
Thankfully, none of the victims have life-threatening injuries as of now. A victims assistance program for everyone at the party will be open until 7 o'clock at the Young Men's Education Network on South Pulaski. Groves will be back in court next month. In the newsroom, Marissa Perlman, CBS 2 News.
Marissa.
All right, man. All right. This guy right here. Let me ask y'all this. Since y'all wanted to ask me, did I agree with Trench's news snitching? Let me ask y'all this. Should this man be free? Should we let him go? Should we have street justice? Should we turn the other cheek? Should we say, oh man, he might have learned this lesson. Let's let him loose on the streets so he can be out here today? Should we do that, ladies and gentlemen, as a people? Or should these guys that was witnesses to what happened, should they testify against this man? And should we call them snitches? That's my thing. Because y'all got on me. I'm telling you, y'all got on me yesterday when I played that video by Trench's News. Oh, you must believe in snitching. Nope. We ain't know you was with this nigga. You fucking with him? Yeah, I fuck with the content, man. Do I fuck with his character? I don't know, because it appeared that he was around too much. He had too many stories about those guys over there. Speaking of those guys over there, man, that's going to bring us to our next video that I want to speak on, man. All right, so we had a New York rapper. That goes by the name of Didi Osama, man. He dissed FBG Duck. He said he was smoking on Tuka. And according to him, he said that Billionaire Black is the reason why he dissed FBG Duck. I'm not sure if that's a good enough reason to diss FBG Duck, because FBG Duck is no longer here to defend himself. So you dissing the dead man. But this guy right here is a teenager, and Billionaire Black, man, he's almost a granddaddy. He's almost like this other nigga. He's almost like me. You know what I'm saying? He's almost a fucking grandfather. We can at least call him Uncle Black, right? We can at least call Billionaire Black Uncle Black, man. The man has been in the game for what, 10 years, 15 years or whatever, been in the game. But my thing is this. He said that Billionaire Black dissed his brother, so he tried to hurt Billionaire Black by dissing FBG Duck. Man, FBG Duck had nothing to do with this, man. All right, so Mama Duck, man. Kudos to Mama Duck. Shout out to Mama Duck for showing her mature side. Because just the other day, it was a video up saying that Mama Duck needs to, it was by Rico Reckless, one of the goofies in Chicago that needs to do a lot of growing up himself. But he said Mama Duck needs to grow up. And I believe that, man. Yeah, Mama Duck does need to grow up, and she needs to change her tactics, man. She needs to change the way she get on the internet. If you ask me, man, she needs to get on the internet, compose herself before she get up there. If you're going to be up there screaming and hollering, showing all that emotion, no, that's not a good look. Just compose yourself. Get up there, talk like you got a little bit of sense when you're talking to these children, because they see you all irrational. And that's how the Black community is, man. A lot of men in the community are irrational because we are born and raised by women that just go crazy like Mama Duck do. So yeah, I'm proud of Mama Duck. I'm proud of Mama Duck for getting up there, man, and showing that she can be an adult in the situation, man. So let's get straight to this video. All right, this video is brought to us by one of the homeboys out of Chicago, another blogger. I don't know his background, but he makes pretty good content, man. Content. KO, man. So I want y'all to check the video out. If y'all didn't check his channel out, or if y'all didn't check the video out, I want y'all to check this out. Definitely. All right, so let's get right into it, man. Mama Duck hopped in the DMs of New York rapper Osama, and Osama apologized, man. All right, if we read right here, say, I said your son name because his friend said my little brother name, but I got you, Mama Duck. I ain't even finna disrespect your son of the strength of why you said thank you and my condolences. All right, whatever the hell. I don't understand this new internet talk. Sometimes I gotta think before I read the shit. But let's continue.
What's good, man? It's Kid KO, man. Before we get into this, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. Y'all know what to do. Hey, I gotta applaud Osama for taking the initiative to apologize to Mama Duck for disrespecting her son, man, in that vlog. And he only a teenager, man. And like I said, people make mistakes. And he said that I didn't know that Billionaire Black was disrespecting his brother before this even happened. So you know what I'm saying? What you expect them to do? You know what I'm saying? Somebody say something disrespectful to you, you're gonna try to say something even more disrespectful to them. You know what I'm saying? But I gotta salute him because he doing what some of these grown men can't even man up and do. And he only a teenager. You feel me?
Y'all hear that? All right, so KO, man, he said he got to salute this young man because he's doing what a lot of grown men can't even do. And that's apologize and take responsibility for their actions, man. That's what Billionaire Black couldn't do. That's what the gentleman that shot up the Halloween party couldn't do. He couldn't take responsibility for his actions, and now he got to face all of that time. But this young man right here, well, I could expect this out of this young man because he actually has nothing to do with FBG Duck in Chicago. But if Billionaire Black is just dissing random New York niggas, Billionaire Black is bigger than that. Billionaire Black shouldn't be dissing just random New York niggas. But if he's dissing random New York niggas, what do you expect? But then again, you got to look at this guy right here. This guy is a teenager. Billionaire Black is a grown man. Billionaire Black needs to grow the fuck up. If somebody diss Duck, it's okay to understand that these people are mentally ill and that they looking for clout, man. But we don't have to return a favor and start dissing other people, because at the end of the day, with this young man apologizing, it makes Billionaire Black look like a sucker ass nigga, man. It makes Billionaire Black look weak, right? Who looks worse? Mama Duck came out. She looks good in this situation because Mama Duck, she didn't go ballistic. She didn't get on a video making a video of her crying and saying, yo, why you dissing my son? He ain't did nothing to you. She ain't do none of that, man. She hit the DMs. This guy, he came back to her with respect because she came with respect. She didn't come irrational. She came with respect. So he came back to her with respect. And this is what he said he said, look, I'm sorry, Mama Duck. So kudos to this teenager, man. And if Billionaire Black watched this video, if he happened to come past this video, he need to know that Billionaire Black, you're getting older. You see, you just broke your leg, man. Your bones ain't the same no more. You know what I'm saying? So you're getting older, man. You got to change your ways, man. It's somebody else out there that should be dissing teenagers, not you, man. Not you.
And I like how Mama Duck responded to this whole situation. She didn't come at him crazy. She didn't disrespect him or nothing. She asked him nicely, you know what I'm saying, to, you know, at least give her an apology. And he did that. And she said her FBG Duck's son loves his music. So that's even more crazier. You know what I'm saying? So
y'all hear that? FBG Duck's son, you know, he actually listened to this guy's music because he's a young boy now, man. He's getting older. He's without his father. And that pulled on the heartstrings of this young man right here. To hear that, man. FBG Duck's son is a fan of your music. That pulled on his heartstrings. And I'm proud of him for apologizing to Mama Duck, man. She deserves more respect in the industry, but she got to start respecting herself just a little bit more. And she will get the respect that she's looking for. She will get the people on her side that she want on her side as long as she's coming correct on these internet streets. Like I said, that was a video about a homeboy KO, man. So make sure y'all subscribe to his channel. If y'all not already subscribed to his channel, I believe that y'all are already subscribed to his channel because he's a much bigger YouTuber than me, man. But kudos to this guy right here, to this young man, for apologizing to Mama Duck. You know, and apologizing and putting it out there on the internet. I think he got the clout that he was looking for, and it makes him look a little bit better. Now I might check out his music because I just want to see what type of guy he is on his videos, how he portray himself. Now I might check out a video or two, give him a view, give him a couple of dollars, because now I feel like he's a respectable young man, and we do need to support our young folks that's out here doing their thing in the community, man. As long as they moving in a positive light, as long as they trying to understand that we got to move forward as a people, we got to do right, man. So shout out to Mama Doug, shout out to Didi Osama, man. Shout out to FBG Doug, rest in peace. And Billionaire Black, man. Billionaire Black, you get the donkey of the day if you diss this young man's brother for whatever reason, because you don't necessarily have to do it over the internet, man. If you're gonna diss somebody, diss them by slapping them in the face or something like that. Don't diss nobody on the internet. That shit looks weak. It's garbage. We got to figure it out, man. We got to figure it out. All right. So we're gonna move on to our next story, right? It was this guy got pulled over by the police, man. I want y'all to check this out. And
into our room, showing the
wait, hold on.
dangers that police face every day. An Illinois state trooper.
We got a guy who's pulled over by a state trooper, I do believe. And man, he let loose at this nigga, man. He let loose at this state trooper, man. All right, so if you ain't going against the man, if you ain't going against the cops, if your only claim to fame is going against our people, you are very dangerous in our society, man. We don't need you there. You're taking up space. You breathe in the air that you don't even deserve to breathe. Somebody else deserves to breathe the air that you're breathing because you're a criminal and you're a danger to our own people. But if you take matters into your hand like this and you go against the man, you go against the government, you go against the state, I can respect you a little bit more. I can respect you just that more if you go against the state. All right, so what we have here is a state trooper pulling over a man, a young man in his 20s. And let's hear about it. This happened in Springfield, Illinois.
Suspected in the murder of a Chicago teacher. Now, we do want to warn you, this video is difficult to watch.
Wait a minute. He's suspected in the murder of a Chicago teacher? Oh, yeah. This nigga right here, man. This guy had nothing to lose. That's why he went all the way out on this cop. So he's already suspected in the death of a teacher. He gets pulled over by a cop. I don't understand why one cop pulled him over. Did they have a description of the vehicle? Did they know that he was driving this particular car? Why did this one young cop pull this man over? This man got out, and as y'all see, he immediately pointed his gun. It's all on dash cam. He started opening fire at the police officer, the state trooper. Let's watch. Let me ask y'all this. The way that this guy's coming at this officer, how do you think he will come at your children on the streets? How do you think this guy resolves conflict? Let's see.
Sabrina Franza is live in Springfield for us. Sabrina, the trooper's family, speaking out as he is in the hospital.
Marie, the family of that state trooper stood teary-eyed, wincing as the director of Illinois State Police read aloud each of his injuries. They're calling his recovery miraculous, and that was minutes before releasing this video to the public. 10:47 p.m., October 24th. Illinois State Trooper Dakota Chapman Green pulls over 27-year-old Cristobal Santana, a man we now know is also a suspect in the Garfield Ridge murder of 37-year-old elementary school teacher Adriana Lopez. In this dashcam video from Illinois State Police,
I wonder why did he kill the teacher, man? They didn't get into details on why he killed the teacher, but I'm pretty sure once the court transcripts come out, we will find out what's wrong with this guy. Is this guy just a terror in the community? Is he just unstable? Does he need mental health? Does he need mental health issues dealt with? Or is he just a born demon? Is this guy just born on demon time, destroying the community, coming out doing whatever the hell he want to do? You know, let's continue with this video, though, because it's crazy.
Santana gets out of the car and raises his weapon to Trooper Chapman Green. That's just before, we're told, he pulls the trigger at least 10 times.
That nigga fired that bitch up. Y'all seen that? That nigga ain't no joke, man. This nigga is like fucking
at
Rambo.
Least 10 times. Trooper Chapman Green was hit multiple times.
Some shit up. Wait a minute.
Before, we're told
Look at
he
that.
pulls the trigger. That's just before, we're told, he pulls the trigger at least.
Look at how he let that bitch ride.
That's just before, we're told, out of the car and raises his
weapon. But look at this. Look at this, y'all. This vehicle right here, man. Pay attention to this car coming down the street in the background. Imagine the horror that they felt. Imagine the goddamn horror they felt. They driving down the street right before this guy hops out the car. Let's look at
Trooper Chapman Green. Look. That's just before, we're told,
ooh,
he
I know
pulls
that
the
car was
trigger
scared
at
as hell.
least 10 times.
But that nigga,
Trooper Chapman Green was hit. Trooper Chapman Green.
Let that bitch
That's
ride.
just before, we're told, he pulls the trigger at least. Santana gets out of the car and raises his weapon to Trooper Chapman Green. That's just before, we're told, he pulls the trigger at least.
Yeah, man,
10
he had
times.
a steady arm,
Trooper
man.
Chapman
He had a
Green
steady
raises
fucking
his
hand
weapon
busting
to
at that
Trooper
car.
Chapman Green. That's just before, we're told, he pulls the trigger at least 10 times.
And then he chased
Trooper
his
Chapman
ass.
Green was hit. Santana
Look,
gets
man,
out of the
he
car
wanted to kill
and
that
raises
cop.
his
He
weapon
chased
to
him.
Trooper Chapman Green. That's just before, we're told, he pulls the trigger at least
Chased his
10
ass.
times. Trooper Chapman Green
Look, it's
was hit
another
multiple
vehicle.
times. Then
It's a vehicle pulling out right here, that white truck.
Trooper Chapman Green.
Look, this white truck in the background, man. It's another whole vehicle. So there's people just everywhere. This is a residential neighborhood. Shots flying every goddamn way. It looked like it's houses over here. But then when they showed the other video, it looked like they was running through a parking lot. Let's look.
That's just before, we're told, he pulls the trigger at least 10 times. Trooper Chapman Green was hit multiple times. Then a dash for help, a run across this parking lot. Chapman Green carries a flashlight in your top right corner. The two disappear. We're told Santana struck him repeatedly, causing a brain bleed and facial and skull fractures. Santana flees and Chapman Green gets up, sways, before two Good Samaritans come to help. Another dashcam video shows a few hours later, the car you're watching hits Santana. We're pausing before the moment of impact. Troopers take him into custody. Chapman Green was taken to the hospital where he's...
Damn, they ran his ass over. That nigga like a deer headlights, man. They ran his ass.
Take him into custody.
Over.
Chapman Green was taken to the hospital where he is still recovering. Another dashcam video shows a few hours later, the car you're watching hits Santana. We're pausing before the moment
Man,
of
he hit his
impact
ass
to
head
help.
on.
Another dashcam video shows a few hours later, the car you're watching hits Santana. We're pausing before the moment of impact. Troopers take him into custody. Chapman Green was taken to the hospital where he is still recovering.
That nigga
Santana
hopped
gets
out
out of the car
ready
and
for
raises his
action.
weapon to Trooper Chapman Green. That's
Look,
just before, we're
ooh,
told, he
that.
pulls the
Man,
trigger
that
at
nigga
least
played Call
10
of
times.
Duty.
Trooper Chapman
That
Green
nigga
was
played
hit multiple
PUBG.
times, then a dash
That
for
nigga
help.
played
A run
motherfucking
That's just
Fortnite.
before, we're told, he pulls the trigger at least 10 times. Trooper Chapman Green was hit
Fouled his ass
multiple
up, chased his
times,
ass,
then a
hawked his
dash
ass
for
down.
help. A run
Look
across
at the
this
nigga
parking
running
lot.
across the
Chapman Green
field,
carries a
fighting.
flashlight in your top
Hawked
right
his
corner.
ass
The two
down.
disappear. We're told Santana struck him repeatedly, causing a brain bleed and facial and skull fractures. Santana flees, and Chapman Green gets up, sways, before two Good Samaritans come to help. Another dashcam video shows a few hours later, the car you're watching hits Santana. We're pausing before the moment of impact. Troopers take him into custody. Chapman Green.
Damn, this nigga. Whew, that nigga, man. That nigga was a beast on that motherfucking trigger, y'all. That's what we got to compete with in our community. Our daughters are dating these type of guys, man. Our daughters are dating them, man. Our sons are friends with them. You know, wow. He tried to knock the head and shoulders off of that motherfucking trooper. That trooper, man, you don't deserve, you shouldn't be a trooper. I understand it's a nice job. You know, most of the time you don't get into no type of trouble. You don't have issues like this. I understand that, man. I understand that it's a nice, comfortable position. You $70,000, you can make that within 5 years of being a police officer, state trooper. But some of y'all motherfuckers don't need to be out there on the streets, man, because these niggas is wild, man. These niggas will kill your ass. Y'all ass out here playing. That dude wasn't playing. That dude hopped out the car. He tried to fire that officer up. All right, man, that brings us to our next story, man, our last and final story. I'm going to let you guys go. All right. So it was this guy, man, by the name of OTF Black, man. Do y'all know OTF Black? I'm not familiar with him. I never heard him, man, but he went viral, him and his son, because he got a nice young son, man, very handsome young man. Nice young son that went viral for spitting King Von's raps, right? So we got a video that I'm gonna bring up to y'all. It's brought to you by another YouTuber. Let's see. It's brought to you by X-Man Rico, man. Shout out to the homeboy, X-Man Rico, man. He gonna tell us a little bit about this guy because I don't know much about OTF Black, but let's listen.
Chicago, and it's not because this is a drill artist or somebody that's important to the drill culture, and I feel like I got to speak on this because it's so crazy how the power of the tongue work and different things, and just how ironic and small this world could be. Because I actually seen this dude, his name OTF Black. Somebody on Instagram, I think their name Gang Hits 3 or something like that, and they posted him and another dude. They both got the name OTF Black because they both linked up with Dirk. If you go down his page, you can see he be with Dirk and them. And the post said, "With the real OTF Black, please stand up." So I went to both pages to see who the fuck is OTF Black. And this was a dude, you see him rap with his son. He went viral early this year for his son knowing the words to King Von's song, lyric for lyric. I think it was Evil Twin, if I'm not mistaken. There was a few of them that him and his son was going back and forth singing them. That's his son right there on the screen. And he was really, really promoting his son on social media, showing like the father that he is, the amazing kid that he's raised, and the fact that his son actually has a personality. And he's seeing that, man. And I don't know nothing that's going on in the street life. But as you see right here, I'm doing what I can to show y'all.
All right, man. So what we have here is a young father and his son going viral for knowing all the lyrics to King Von. And now this young man right here has to grow up without his father. All right, so my sister, man, she lost both of her baby daddies in a year. And one of them was pretty good guy, had an actual 9 to 5, taking care of his kids, being there for his kids. And now his children won't be able to see him again. They won't be able to touch him anymore. They won't be able to get knowledge from him. They won't be able to see how their father worked hard. And that's the sad part, man. That's the sad part about being a young person in the city limits of Chicago. You don't know when your time is coming up. You don't know when you're going to go. It's just very sad, man. I don't think that King Von should be heard by young men, like especially as young as this young man. But all right, if he is heard by a young man as young as this young man, and the young man know every word, lyric for lyric, that's because he may have met King Von before. You know, King Von was a fiction out there in O Block. And this guy, man, OTF Black, he appeared to be a good father. He appeared to be a good guy, man. He wasn't in videos dissing people and stuff like that from what I see right here from the videos that X-Man Rico is playing. Maybe X-Man Rico ain't playing all the stuff that he did. Maybe he was a notorious nigga out there on the streets. I'm not sure his background, but I can see that he's a father and his son will be missing him, man. He will be missed by his son. He will be missed by his family, you know, and that's the thing, community. Today's Halloween, man. Like I said, it's a holiday for the kids right now. And I'm pretty sure that if his father was still here, his father would have took him trick-or-treating. And this is going to be a sad day for this kid the rest of his life. I'm not sure if this happened today or if it happened early in the morning or whatever, but it happened. And this day will be forever etched in his son's head as the day that these niggas took his father away from him. All right, guys, I got to get up out of here because it's about time for those kids to start knocking on my door. And yes, Uncle Lo, man, I got candy for the kids. So if you in my area, know that Uncle Lo got some candy for you. So come on, knock on the door. I'm going to turn the porch light on. I'll be here till 9:30, passing out candy to the children. I'll be back later with more news and commentary, man. Y'all got to remember one thing, man. We got to love all, but don't trust nobody, but love everybody, man. I'll be back later with more news and commentary. Peace.